Delighted to say, join me now is Michael Fabricant, a Conservative MP, who joins me. Good afternoon to you, Michael. First of all, we'll get on to the wider issue of second jobs in a second. I mean, Geoffrey Cox, it's pretty indefensible, isn't it? I mean, he's earning, what, 10 times his wage, doing a job that takes up 140 hours a month, which is a 35-hour week, essentially, and doing it from the Caribbean.
Yeah, I think the whole position is actually not so much how much he's earning, because it seems to me there's a lot of jealousy going on here from unemployable MPs who people wouldn't actually employ them for a second job anyway because they have no skills whatsoever. And the amount of time they're taking, I think that is relevant. And perhaps that's something that a future committee of the House of Commons might want to look at, you know, because at the end of the day, it's meant to be a second job. It's not meant to be your main job and the MP thing being a sideline. But the jealousy, the £900,000, look, I mean, Geoffrey Cox is a QC. He, long before he got into Parliament, I'm not here to defend Geoffrey Cox, but while I am here, I will. You know, he actually represents a number of foreign countries in the Privy Council when they meet in the Supreme Court building for certain judgments. I'm afraid that's what he earns.
You say that's what he earns, and you're right to pick up on the amount of time because, you know, it appears that his primary job has been a lawyer, not necessarily being a member of Parliament. It's not sustainable, and, you know, we're hearing these allegations now day after day, particularly around consulting. So on the second job thing, I know you're a defender of MPs having second jobs, but when it comes to consulting or doing a job for a prolonged period of time that eats into your ability to be an MP, surely they do need to be banned now.
Well, I don't think it's a question of banning. I think what there should be is a decision about how many hours you can spend. And of course, don't forget at the end of the day, if constituents think that you're not spending enough time in Parliament and doing what they've elected you to do, they can always unelect you come the next general election. As I say, it's very important, I think, that we don't mix up the number of hours that MPs may or may not take doing a second job with the amount of money they earn. It's just that Richard Cox is earning such a fabulous amount of money, just under £1 million. It's really hit the headlines. But there's nothing new about this. I mean, this has been done for many, many years with all parties agreeing to it. And of course, we have to make it very clear that Richard Cox at the moment has not broken any rules.
Yesterday, we heard from Mark Harper, who said that if the team captain gets it wrong, then I think he should come and apologise to the public and to this House. That would be demonstrating leadership. Why hasn't Boris Johnson apologised?
Yeah, well, let me say something about this. You know, there are some people in the House of Commons on my side who don't like Boris Johnson. They don't like him because either they are Remainers and never wanted us to leave the EU, or they think they were passed up for promotion, or if they were promoted, they didn't get promoted even higher. I've been a member of Parliament for a number of years, having been in business before that. And, you know, in business, you get people who are running the company, and then you get the people who are the strategists who decide where the company should go. People like John Major, who criticised Boris Johnson a few days ago, is quite embittered by the fact that he is a Remainer and always wanted to stay in the EU. And, you know, at the end of the day, he was a manager. I don't think he was really a prime minister. I don't think he had vision. I don't think he had imagination. And this is something that Boris Johnson has got. The trouble is, most members of Parliament are not used to this type of prime minister.
But
I think we should applaud it.
I get your point that they're two different prime ministers, but let's focus on the current one, which is Boris Johnson. Mark Harper's got a point, though. If you make a mistake, if you mess up in any other fields of kind of leadership, you take responsibility for that, don't you? You apologise. That's what business leaders would do. It's what captains of industry or football teams would do. When you make a mistake, they clearly have made a mistake in this case, you front it up and you apologise.
Yes. Well, you know, first of all, we don't know.
Shouldn't the Prime Minister apologise?
First of all, we don't know whose. Hang on. First of all, we don't know whose decision it was. Was it Boris Johnson's? Was it the Chief Whip's? Was it the Leader of the House? Whose decision was it? We don't know. And then when it comes to apologising, Mark Harper knows full well that the forum for that would be the 1922 committee, not on the floor of the House.
The buck stops with the Prime Minister, one would say.
And
That's
anyway,
what happens in
he's the one
politics.
who should be apologising.
Okay. Michael, we have to leave it there. We've run out of time, but thank you very much for your thoughts. Appreciate it, as always. Michael Fabricant there joining us, the Conservative MP.